Hey guys, it's Blake Carter here, and I am going to be teaching you guys how to set up your longboard. Okay, so what you're going to need for this is your board, trucks, base plate and hangers, wheels, bushings, bolts, and probably a skate tool. If you don't, you could probably just use a screwdriver and a wrench. So I'm just going to start off with the base plate of your trucks. This is the base plate. If you want, you could just order, say you're going to order it off of a website, you could probably just order it completed and you could just tighten them up or something, I don't know. But if you just get the deck in separate trucks and wheels, you just do this. You get bolts and screws, and you just practically, simple as that, is you just screw it in there. If you see these bolts, I don't know if you can see them, just screw it in there. They come with holes in the board, so you don't have to drill them yourself. And really, you just screw them on. You can ask people for help if you need that, but it's really simple. Next will be your hangers. These are your hangers. Here, let me just take off these wheels real quick. Got these things really tight. So these are your hangers, and what you are going to do is, well, I'm not really dirty, but well, so what you're going to do is just, you're going to have bushings and a bolt and whatever this thing is called, and you're just going to put, usually this is how I put mine, because sometimes you put your trucks on different, but I put my big bushing here, and I set on my hanger, then I put my next bushing on, then I put this bolt kind of thing on there, and then I get my bolt, and I just screw it on there with a skate tool. And then you can, the looser they are, the more looser trucks will be. But if you want stable, if you want to go downhilling, I would definitely prefer tightening up your trucks. If you want to go cruising, not going at high speeds, sure, loosen up your trucks if you want. I'm kind of both in between. Alright, next is your wheels. I'll do a few things about these. I'll show you how to put on and off your bearings. And I have bearing spacers, and if you don't know what those are, I will be showing you them too. Alright, so here are, I have Valente checkers. I've worn off the millimeter and A about this, but Valente checkers, these are sliding wheels, slide formula, and what you're basically going to do is you get your bearing. You'll have two bearings for each wheel. Get your wheel, your bearing, and you just, some wheels can just pop it in there. I just pop mine in. Or sometimes you have to, a trick is to say, you can't get your bearing in all the way, it's still kind of popping out of the wheel. You put it in the truck, and then you slam the wheel in, and then your bearing pops in. And then if you want to get them out, what you do, this is a quick way, is you put your wheel on your truck just a little bit, just like that, just like that much. You're just going to pull it up like this, and your bearing just slides right off into the wheel. Let's do the same for the other side. Pops right off. And then this is a bearing spacer. I definitely prefer these if you like sliding or just practically it's all around. But I really like it for sliding. And what it basically does is you can tighten up your wheels all the way and it'll still be able to spin super fast, because if you usually tighten up your wheels, you can try to spin it but it won't move as much. It'll move probably once around, but that's really it. So get your bearing. First of all, you get your bearing, put it in the truck. Get your bearing spacer, put it on the truck, and then get your other bearing, put it on the truck. So it'll be like this: bearing spacer, bearing, and just put your wheel on there if you want. Just slam it in there. And that's how you do your wheel. Usually when you have your bearing spacer, it sometimes slide around in there. You can see that circle thing in the middle of it. It slides around so you can't just shove it on your wheel. I usually just bring it up, spin it a couple times, and it'll fall right in like that. And then you'll get your bolt, put on the screw. Just going to screw it up all the way. Get it where it doesn't. If I were you, if you hear this, it's moving up and down. Tighten it until that doesn't happen, because that's when it locks in, so you can do big slides without it being choppy, and it won't stop you. It's really great for that. There. Alright. So, what you'll basically do is just put the next wheel on. Next wheel on. Just repeat the steps on both ends. And that's basically it. And I'll also tell you guys about mounting placement. I have different placements, all these holes. The back ones are normally for racing and downhill, and this one closest to the other truck is usually for sliding. If you really like sliding, I definitely prefer that. And then yeah, so I like sliding a lot, so I just mounted mine on the closest, furthest down the board. And same with your front truck. Do the same thing usually. And then, so yeah, that's usually what you should do for sliding. You can move it backwards for downhilling if you only like doing that. It's fine. And then, so basically, you just screw it up front with these. Usually, if you order it with grip tape, you just have to poke holes through the grip tape. It's easier than drilling holes into the actual board, actual deck. And then we just usually tighten those up with a skate tool. The skate tool usually comes with this in the back. Usually press the button, pops out, you grab it, put this right here, and then tighten it up down here. And how to do that is you put the skate tool on the bolt, right on there, and then your screw, where the screw end is, on the screw, and you can either twist this, or you could twist the skate tool, and it'll tighten it up all the way. Tighten it up all the way so it'll be more stable whenever you're sliding, or better for downhilling. And then, if you have a top mount board, I would definitely prefer, if there's no concave, a foot stop. This right here is a foot stop. It holds your foot in while you're sliding, so your foot doesn't slide off the front. It just holds it right there, and it's a good pocket. And yeah, that's really really good for everything around. Then I like Vicious grip tape, as you can tell. Vicious is very, I think it's too sharp at first, like too super grippy at first, but once you break it in a little, it's perfect for sliding downhill, not falling off your board basically. But if you have that luck of falling on your board, you're probably going to rip off your skin, like my friend the other day. So, yeah, that's basically it. And if your trucks squeak a lot, there's a trick. You can usually just take apart your truck, put baby powder inside here where the truck goes in, and then just put the truck back on. It doesn't squeak usually after that. Or if you want, that little hole right there, that's what I'm talking about. Or if you want, you could get a razor or a knife, some wax or soap. This wax isn't that good for this, but you just trim it, until you get little coats of wax, and you put it inside there. I really recommend soap for this. Wax isn't that good. Or if you want, just wax your bushings, because usually your bushings cause the squeaking too. Just wax them around a little bit. Just get them all, just one little coat of wax, then put it on there. And usually this prevents the squeaking from happening. But I usually don't do this method. I usually just do baby powder. I think it's more convenient, I think. And I just think it works better, lasts longer. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't. And then that's basically how you set up your board. Thanks for watching.